Hello, world. I am live and having a great day. I hope you are too. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to sign on. This is a little impromptu I'm putting together. So hopefully some of you followers got the notice. And if not, I hope you find your way here. And if not, you can join me at any time here on my YouTube page. And rehash over what we learned and what came up and anything and everything. Of course, time is linear, right? Or isn't linear. Woke up today, got to watch some mountain bike videos while I did some physical work and balancing on myself, which when I say physical work and balancing, that also includes all the emotions and organs and nerves and everything that may come up in relation to the balance of my physical body, which in turn helps my mental state. I had a wonderful session with a client and friend, more importantly, walking through the forest while we did our work, which was great. Had some interesting conversations when we were done about everything from quantum theory to mall rats and Return of the Jedi. And had a wonderful lunch. So it's been a very full day for me so far. And I figured since the energy was flowing so much, I'd put this together and see where it takes us. Now, if you've been here before, as you know, I start the session. And give me a little wave, give me a hi, give me something, letting me know you're here if you feel comfortable doing that. I always start our sessions with a little tapping, reading from one of my books that I have, and I muscle test to figure out what book we need to work with. And today, ironically, the book, The Elegant Universe, came up. And this book has not been opened up for a long time. I've never made it all the way through the book because at the beginning it made sense, and then all of a sudden it started getting really off the wall way over my head, so I had to put it down. So it might be time to maybe pick it up again, right? So we're going to go in here, see where we need to go. We're into parts of the book that I have never been to. All right, so we're reading a paragraph or two on page 325. And this is chapter 13, Black Holes, a String M-Theory Perspective. So, we'll see what happens. All right. So while we do this, if you'd like to tap along, feel free. Carrying the fabric of space with conviction. One of the most exciting things about physics is how the state of knowledge can change literally overnight. The morning after Strominger posted his paper on the Electric Internet Archive, I read it in my office at Cornell. After having received it from World Wide Web, in one stroke, Strominger had made use of the exciting new insights of string theory to resolve one of the thorniest issues surrounding the curling up of extra dimensions into a Calabi U-space. But as I pondered his paper, it struck me that he might have worked out only half of the story. In the earlier space-tearing flop transition work described in Chapter 11, we had studied a two-part process in which a two-dimensional sphere pinches down to a point, causing the fabric of space to tear, and then the two-dimensional sphere reinflates in a new way, thereby repairing the tear. In Strominger's paper, we had studied what happens when a three-dimensional sphere pinches down to a point, and it had shown that the newfound experiment or extended object in string theory ensures that physics continues to be perfectly well behaved. But that's where the paper stopped. Might it be that there is another half to the story involving, once again, the tearing of space and its subsequent repair through the reinflation of the spheres? So it's ironic how this goes along with, not only what me and my friend were talking about, but also a question that arose today on the medical massage page, or medical medium page. I'm sorry, excuse me about that. So I'm bringing that up right now. No, actually, it's over here. So the post was a quote. It said, "To elevate our healing to the next level, it is really important to identify which components of ourselves require our focus for healing." And the question was, any guidance to where to focus, be it physical or emotional or both, to speed healing would be incredibly valuable. The most medical medium information can be overwhelming. I have all these symptoms. Is it my thyroid, my liver, my adrenals? Which is most important to focus on first? Or is there an emotional aspects that need to be dealt with before real healing can occur? Is this something that can be addressed in any way during session with you? So my reply, remember, give me a little hi, give me a thumbs up, give me a something, let me know you're here. My reply was, in my belief, there is no one answer because every being in the entire universe has had a completely different experience than another, and even if they had the same experience as another in a specific time, and the experiences before that time would change the interpretation of the experience in that moment. That is why I test the way I do: cranium, brain, body, chakra, meridians, emotions, organs, nerves, Ayurveda, support, on and on. There's so many possibilities of what we could test in relation to not only our knowledge, but our intuitive knowledge. Medical medium has so much information, and what Anthony's put together is amazing, but as he stated, there's just something else that needs to be addressed in order to get the most out of what medical medium is offering. And then we have to tap into and ask if the unconscious self even feels comfortable changing, being better balanced, or is it so stuck in the pain sickness pattern that any changes towards balance will be quickly dismissed or seen as a harm to the system. The thought of the beginning, every person has, even though two people may have had the same experience, but because they're not in the exact same place physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, because of their past, or even a different perspective physically, one side of the incident to the other, they're going to always have a different interpretation of what the incident, what actually happened during the incident. And they've shown us, I believe I saw this one day on TV when they're questioning people, what happened, what did you see, what color was the person's clothes, what were they wearing, how tall were they, what color's their skin. Everybody's got a different interpretation because of their experiences, whether it be in living, or because nowadays we have everything online right in front of us, or on TV. Was it imagined? Was it a representation of what they experienced in the past? So when they're asked the question, are they only bringing up or living in the past? So yeah, pretty interesting. The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene. So if you have any questions about what you can do for yourself today, put them out there, please. If not for you, for somebody else, since that is what Moai is all about, is the work on you translates to the world around you. everybody, everything receives the benefits of you being better balanced within your life. And you, in your energy, is the only one who really knows the truth there. All right. So I don't see a whole lot of activity on comments today. I see there's 3 people watching, but who knows what's going on the other side of my screen. So while we think of some questions to ask, I'm going to go over and test for another book. What's funny is a couple things dropped out of this book. One was a card to body language from back in the day. That's the second place where I had an office after becoming a massage therapist. Actually, I closed my first office so that I could go study at the Rolf Institute, and then this is where I ended up for a while until I found my own place again. And then a massage receipt came out from Caesar's Tahoe, and for some of you who know, Caesar's Tahoe does not exist anymore. It's the Mont Bleu. So a lot of memories came out of the elegant universe. All right, I'll be right back. Bear with me. Hey, kitty. Very nice. I don't mind being background noise. As long as I'm in a good place, as you can see. Motivation with schoolwork. Okay. Shelby, we will be with you in a minute. I think something might actually be coming up in what we're going to be reading here, interestingly enough. So you connected before I even knew it, right? Before it even came into my consciousness. So this is Ayurveda, the science of self-healing. And I got this book from a place called The Sanctuary in Reno. I rented the space there for a while. Beautiful, beautiful place. Unfortunately, it was during 2008, so they had to shut down like the rest of us. Really was a bummer. And Shelby's a school teacher in high school. I actually went to school with her back in the day. Shelby, if you have any, I want to put together a live to help parents and students with this transition or crazy time or whatever the heck we want to do with it, so that us as parents can be more supportive and understanding of where the kids are coming from, because the kids, this is very new. It's very new for them. It's very new for us. Some of us might not have, I don't know what's happening out there because we're in a really good place where I'm able to stay home and be with Willow and homeschool her, whereas others not so much. And so yeah, if you can put insights here, that would be great, or send me a message or email me or give me a call. And I think that'd be really cool. Maybe get some insight as to what you're seeing in school from a teacher's eyes. Cool. All right. Lifestyle and routine. Well, if that isn't interesting, I don't know what is. It all comes around, doesn't it? Okay. So if you'd like, you can tap along. If you're working like Katie is, just hear me. And the yawning has begun. Look at that. Now we're working. According to Ayurveda, routine plays a very important role in health. A natural life is a life regulated according to the individual constitution. It is best to have a daily regimen governing all daily activities, such as the time one wakes up in the morning and the time one begins body purifications and meditation, or work, or school, or eating, or routines are nice until they're not, and then you need to change. Early in the morning, preferably before sunrise, one should wake up, excrete waste products, and clean the teeth and mouth. Next, one should look at the tongue, eyes, nose, and throat and clean them. By examining the tongue, it is possible to detect pathological changes that can be occurring in the respective organs. After this examination, drinking a glass of warm water will help clean the kidneys and large intestine. To clean the tongue, use a silver scraper. This process will serve to massage the tongue as well as the internal organs that correlate with the different areas on the tongue. One should then massage the body with oil and take a bath. This will produce a sense of freshness and alertness. After the bath, put on comfortable clothes for exercise and meditation. Breathing exercises are also important in the daily regimen. After exercises, rest comfortably on the back and with the arms and legs outstretched, and breathe in the lower abdomen. Breakfast may follow exercise and meditation. Lunch should be eaten before noon. If possible, the dinner before sunset. It is best to go to bed before 10 o'clock. This regimen follows the flow of energy within the body and the external environment. It is necessary at all times to remain aware of the flow in order to get the maximum benefit from your daily routine, meaning becoming conscious of everything that you're feeling, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Other practice may be added to the routine depending on the individual constitution. For example, an arm massage is suggested in the evening for people of Vata constitution. So a routine, right? That is one thing that we're setting up for Willow when it comes to school, is a routine. This is what we do. This day, this is what time we start. This is what time we end. These are all the things that are required of us, not only as her, but from us as parents or any of her teachers. So waking up at the same time every morning, going to sleep at the same time every night. For myself, I have a tendency to eat the same thing every morning, right? So does my daughter. Going through the same routine, and if personally myself, I don't follow through with my routine, then my day not only gets ajar, but sometimes my day completely falls apart. And if I don't get back on that routine the next day, it gets even worse, and it's downhill spirals for me. This may not be true for you, but again, these are all my experiences and how I respond to everything and anything that might be going on. So that, although that will help you, Shelby, with your question, there's something more that needs to go on. So we'll come up here and see if we can find. Okay, so fight or flight. Okay, we have to tap. If someone's had a concussion, if someone had trauma during birth, emotional trauma, anything that has put them in a fight or flight and they have not had the help coming out of fight or flight, and it may be something as a crash, a bump to the head, don't know, a loud sound. A loud sound would put my daughter into fight or flight. She still doesn't like loud sounds. They really stress her out. The reason I say this is because the cranial nerves came up. Cranial nerve, oh, look at that. Cranial nerve 1, the olfactory senses. Smells, since they're connected to the unconscious self, can put us under fight or flight. Wow. The smell of school books, the smell of paper. If we're talking about who I believe we're talking about, there's been a lot of stress around school and schoolwork. So tapping while he smells the school books would be huge. Okay, letting the unconscious self know that just because these are school books doesn't mean I have to stress out. Doesn't mean I'm going to fail. Doesn't mean I'm going to work really hard to get this done. It can mean, hey, I know the answers. And if I don't know the answers, I have my books right here in order to help me figure out the answers. And if I can't figure it out then, I can ask my mom, hey, do you have any experience in this to help me figure out what the heck is going on? Because they said some words and it doesn't make any sense. Can you say these words in a different way? Which came up yesterday with my daughter. I posted about this yesterday. We're doing some very simple mathematics and addition. We've been working with addition, although I've been teaching her very long multiplication and stuff like that. But because school's back, we're going to review. We're going to go through addition, and she was really stressed out about very simple addition, meaning 10 plus 5. There was stress, and we've worked through that, and she got her test down to 8 minutes. She's very happy. And then I put down a subtraction test, which again, 3 minus 2, very easy things, basic things. But for people who don't, or children who don't think in that pattern, it can be very hard for them. She teaches me words when she reads, but when it comes to math, it's a massive stress. So when I asked her, what are you thinking, what are you feeling about when this subtraction is in front of you? She told me straight up, it's not very nice. When you take something away from somebody, it's not nice, right? But that's not what we're doing right now. So I had to put it in a context where it wasn't hurting somebody's feelings. So I talked about the pavilion I built in the backyard and let her know in order to get those pieces of wood to fit properly, I had to subtract a piece of that wood so that this wood was the correct length. And once she understood that, and she tapped on it and balanced all of her emotions around that new information and that new, oh, it's possible to subtract without hurting somebody's feelings, because she's a very caring individual, then she got it and she finished in less than 5 minutes, I think. I mean, she flew through that sucker. So that the tapping brings us back to the perspective earlier. You know, where do I work? What's the most important thing? Just related to what this one book is saying. Well, that's for your energy system to find out. And as you tap more and more and more, you're going to be able to trust your own gut instinct. And your gut, or muscle testing, right, will help you get to that one answer in that one moment that you're at, make it clear, which in turn is going to clear your past and make subtraction easier for you. Inspiration, not noise. Sorry, I didn't see that earlier. So, I know it's weird, but Shelby, tapping while smelling the school books for you and your son both would be a great thing. Releasing the negativity around the smell of the books. Releasing the negativity around the sight of the books, the feel of the books, how heavy the books are in your backpack, right? God, my backpack was always so friggin' heavy. Whether I opened the books or not, that's another story, but so yeah, very interesting. And routine. Routine's very important, but also know that routine can change, okay? If you've got a routine and it feels like it's not working anymore, it's okay to change. There is no problem with a change of routine. Any other questions out there that may be coming up? Book. Oh, not a book. We have some magical unicorns oracle cards, and they're very beautiful cards. And so, same thing I do with the books. I hold the cards in my hand, I muscle test to see what is coming up for what's happening right now in this very moment. You are gifted. You are very intelligent and talented. Do we all have the same gifts? No. Can we make our gifts stronger? Yes, by getting out of our way, right? All right, you are gifted and talented. Apparently, I need to go learn how to do my ABCs again. Alright, we'll come back to that question in a second. Katie, you are gifted. You're very intelligent and talented. This card wants you to know that you're very intelligent. And so I don't know if that was my chest tightening up or one of you, but notice how your body responds when you hear these words. This card wants you to know that you're very intelligent. Like a high-speed computer, you have the ability to learn and memorize a lot of material. You're especially gifted in finding out which topics interest you. You also have the gift of creativity. With your wisdom and your ability to see things in a special way, you can be successful at almost anything. You have a different way of learning, so you may have had experiences in which you didn't feel you were smart. It's just a matter of figuring out how your mind works. For instance, do you think in pictures? If so, you need to learn material by seeing them in your own mind's eye. Or do you tend to think in feelings? If so, you'll learn best by hearing emotional stories or by touching and feeling examples of what you're learning about. If people don't understand you, don't let it bother you. What's important is that you remember who you are, a smart, wise, talented, and gifted person. Although you may be different from other people, you have a lot to offer. Use your talents to help others. Finish any projects that you start. And know that you're a gift to the world in many special ways. So it's definitely one for me, definitely one for you, definitely one for my daughter, right? We all learn in different ways. We all see things from a different perspective. I mean, holy cow. From the elegant universe to, what was the last one we read? I don't even know. Was it Ayurveda? I don't know. It's all seemed to come together. The questions, right? Everybody has a different perspective. Everybody has a different way of learning. And when we can figure out the best way for ourselves, or being a teacher, figure out which student learns this special way, or this certain way, we can be better communicators, better teachers, better humans, better everything. Okay, so Katie, how can I continue to work towards moving away from the electronics and resolving that power struggle? So the key words here is power struggle. And this is about you. And so what I'm going to do is balance your cranial bones, okay, as we've done before in the past. There it goes. Whew. Just unlocked you. So you might want to sit down and focus on your breath for a minute there, Katie. Thinking about power struggle. There you go. Now you're connecting with it. Does it have to be a struggle to be power? To find your power? Which, as you just felt in your head, that's the only thing I've ever known, right? I have to struggle to find my power. But as you found yesterday, you don't, because your workout's the best that it's been for a long time, maybe even ever. Because you found your internal support and you didn't have to power through, right? There brings a smile to your face. So think about a time when you have felt powerful. Powerful meaning effortless, strong, flexible. No need to compensate to get the job done. It just, boom, happened. Man. And now begin tapping and think of all those times as you flood that energy into the times that you have not felt as though you've had your power. And this may take a while. If you can do it now, if not, great. And if not, write it down, do it later. But that would be huge for you and resolving the power struggle. All right. All right. Shelby, overwhelm is not the word, although it does feel overwhelming. I'm going to give you 5 emotions to tap on to release and 1 emotion to replace it with. Okay, so you might want to write these down, and if not, come on back. So first one is fear, rejection, helpless, grief, and hurt. Those are your 5, I think I said 5, emotions to tap on until you don't feel any connection to them anymore. And you're going to replace them with power or feeling powerful, right? And powerful doesn't mean overwhelming to other people where I used to live, right? Powerful means I know who I am, I know where I'm at, I know my body can support itself, I know I can ask for help, I know I can receive help, I know I can be a wonderful teacher, anything and everything, okay? Power. And you might want to Google the word power. Now I know you can be a wordsmith, but Google it and tap about all the definitions of power, because if you've ever had or you've ever lost your power, it's been a long time ago, and your unconscious self needs to be retaught what power means. And that's where the visualization of powerful moments in your life without compensation and all that. Does that make sense for everybody so far? And any other questions? Give me a few minutes here to check in, if you will. We're going to bring in some energy from the south. Play, love, and laughter. And some energy from the north. Self-healing. Energy from these directions are here to support you, as is the earth. Southwest. play, love, and laughter, and energy to end your story. Sun goes down in the west, end of the day is in the west, you're releasing attachments from yesterday, and you're having fun while you're doing it. And north, self-healing. Good. Okay. Well, since there's no other questions, so number... Oh, okay. Yeah! Apparently I'm going to be talking to my daughter when she gets home. Awesome. Good job. That's amazing. It's not amazing because I see it every day, but it's still amazing, right? We are the cone tearing the fabric and then allowing the cone to come back up with a different fabric, right? Elegant universe, hey, it's clicking in my head. Right on. All right. So I just saw you're here, Christine. Hope you're doing well or better than yesterday, right? We're always looking for improvement. As far as what you can do for yourself, Christine, for today, you're going to go on my website on the support page on the Meridian Consciousness, and you're going to tap about the stomach consciousness. Okay, read those words while you tap and talk about what they mean to you. And then you're going to go to the Yin Kao Mai consciousness and read that. And right now, read it. The Yin Kao Mai is the heal vessel, rules how we stand up to ourselves. It is about taking on roles with clear vision, understanding understanding the vast potential of life. When the Yin Kao Mai is open, we can express to the world who we really are. Our eyes both take in the world and express out to the world who we are. We realize the greatest gift we can offer is our true self. So Christine, those are the things that you're going to focus on today. Hopefully at least twice at different times of the day, and that'll help you continue your healing process. All right. So, according to my prayer test, we've come to the end today. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank anyone else who might watch this later on. Just so everybody knows, if you receive benefit from this, I have put a donation link on my website, kimmcindart.com. If you'd like to donate, that'd be great. And if not, that's great also. So yeah, you have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.